it's Megan. Welcome back for Flosstube number 4. Today is January I had to write it down, the 4th of 2025. We have started a new year. It's been a while since I've seen you all, and so I'm excited to jump back in, show you what all I've been working on, talk about the new year, talk about the holidays, really whatever. That my kiddo's still home from college. So, Beckett's still out of school. So there's lots of people in my house. My husband's still home. So if you hear any noises, just know there's no carpet in this room. So sound travels from my house. It's just them. I've all warned them that I'm filming, but who knows? They'll forget in 10 minutes. So I apologize for any unnecessary noises. What have you been up to? What have y'all been working on? I've been following a lot of you guys on Instagram. I know there's a lot of sickness going on, flu and stomach bugs, so I really hope that you guys who are sick are getting better, and the ones who are not are able to stay away. I know that there is some weather coming in. We're here in Texas, we're going to be getting a cold front, I think early Monday morning, and then it's going to get colder through the week, and we may have a chance of snow, which probably not, because it doesn't really ever snow here. Maybe a little bit of ice, freezing rain overnight one night, which that's probably worse for us than snow because nobody knows how to drive in any kind of winter weather here. So we'll just be hunkered down if that happens, and I'll get lots of stitching time. And yeah, let's see. Trying to think of where I was going to start today. I think before I show you my stitching, I wanted to talk about the new year. So with the new year in 2024, instead of having a New Year's resolution, I decided to pick a word of the year. So my word of the year for 2024 was joy. And that basically just underlined anything in my life, whatever it was I wanted to do to bring me joy. And I found that helped me in so many different aspects, not just with my creative side, with stitching and quilting, but also for my home side, my family side, relationships, just the whole spectrum, just whatever it was that did not bring me joy, I got rid of it. I wanted to make sure, no matter what it was, to bring joy, I did it. So last year was a really good year for me by doing that. So I decided to pick another word for 2025. Sorry. So my word for this year is focus. And by getting rid of so much clutter and just descaling everything in my life last year, I feel like this year I have some room to focus on things and really tackle the things that I've been wanting to do, but just held down by the other stuff. So this year, my word is focus. And I was gifted this notebook last year at Stitch West by one of my table mates. And it's been sitting here ready, waiting for a purpose. So I'm going to use this as my focus book. And what I've started doing is just making a list of just different things. And so that the end of the year, I can go back after I've completed different things and I highlight them off. I can look and see what all I tackled by just focusing on things. And there's a range of things. It can be like I have paint my pantry door on here. Finish Alexis's quilt, which we'll talk about that in a minute. Really do a revamp of my back porch area. I want to clean that really well and decorate it. There's just all kinds of stuff. I want to sell one of my sewing machines this year. That's been on my to-do list for a while. Learn my featherweight that I bought like in June or July. Still haven't even got to get that out and really work on it. So this is just a list of things I want to focus on, and it ranges from, here, there, and everywhere. So it'll be nice to go back at the end of the year and see what all I've accomplished. I'm just going to keep a running tab. And of course, I know I'm not going to get to everything, but I feel like making lists is important. I feel like you're able to get a lot more accomplished by making lists. So yeah, focus is my word for 2025. I also have my book of days. I haven't started it so far this year. I really enjoy doing these. My stickers and all the fun stuff that I order will be here on Monday. So I will finally get some downtime to jazz this up on the inside and start with all my journaling and stuff. So those are fun. If you've never tried that, a book a days, they're a lot of fun, and I didn't think I would enjoy it. I think my first one was in 2023, and it's been nice to, see what all you've been doing for the past year. Now, I'm sorry, yesterday I swallowed a chicken bone when we went out to eat, and I've just been having acid whatever, and I never have this, so I'm gonna apologize right now. It's driving me nuts. I was talking to Christy last night on the phone, was telling her about it, and I was like, we went to Olive Garden and I swallowed a chicken bone, and it just stuck there, and immediately in my mind I could flashback to 30 something years ago. My grandmother had choked on a piece of steak at the Outback Steakhouse, and rushed in, everybody and the ambulance and all this, and she was fine, all the things, but I could just remember the chaotic scene of panic of everything back then, and I thought, well, what they didn't have 30 years ago is nosy people with cell phones every table in there, and I was like, this Olive Garden's too close to the town I live in, and I would be the person that someone would post on the Residents Talking Facebook page, why is there an ambulance at the Olive Garden, and then someone would post the video of me choking on a dadgum chicken bone. So I was like, don't worry, I'm like, there's a chicken bone, and he's like, well, eat some bread, get it down, drink some of your tea, and I was like, okay, and then all day yesterday, it was like I could just feel it, work down, and I was stressed about that. But I woke up this morning and everything was good, but I didn't end up on anyone's Facebook page. But all I could think of is I'm not going to panic because, so anyway, when I was talking to Christy, she's like, did you Google it? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, with Google, it's, you're going to be fine unless you die. And I'm like, well, that's pretty much true. That's what they say. So I don't know. So the indigestion today is still a little bit bothersome. So anyways, enough about that. Let's get going on stitching. So, this is not going to be in any particular order, but I'm just going to show you the first thing that I've really been working on, and I'm going to finish this sometime soon because I've done a lot, and I can't put it down once I pick it up and start stitching it. It is the Feast of Friendship by Blackbird Designs, and I think I told you about my plans for this whenever I frame it back, I don't know, 1 or 2 videos ago. So that's still on my mind to get this accomplished and done. I am using all the called for colors except for the blue house. Calls for like three, I think, blue colors. And I just changed mine to a variegated color in cotton called Stargazing. It's a really pretty blue, and it seems to have a lot of variegation that just makes it look like there's a couple different colors in there. But I don't lack a whole lot. Once I get that house done, the windows in, the roof, I just really have around the border and a little bit of hodgepodge here and there. So I'm hoping to get that done soon. Next up, I have decided to start a sale with Alexis and Taylor and Paula, and we've decided to stitch Shannon Christine's new Nutcracker collection. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but it's really pretty, and we're all doing different fabrics, just kind of all making it our own. There is beading in here. I've never done beading before, so that's going to be a challenge, and there is some Krynic in here, so therefore that's going to be, something fun to mess with. But this is what I've got so far. Oh, sorry, one more thing. So we've decided there are 12 nutcrackers on here. So we're going to start up here, and 2 of the nutcrackers are little bitty. Like there's one little guy right here. So we're going to take this and break it up and stitch it for 10 months. So basically 1 nutcracker a month, except for the 2 little guys we'll throw in there here and there. And then so the last 2 months of the year we can just focus on the back stitching and the beading. So by the end of this year we will have that done. And so this is my start for January. Not a whole lot, but I am having to stitch this. This is a piece of 36 count moss, and it's by Seraphim, and it's very very loose. So since I stitch in hand all the time, it was kind of giving me trouble as I was getting started just wasn't looking right. And so I pulled out one of my nerd hoops and put it in there and got going pretty good amount. And now I'm able to sit and stitch with it without the hoop. But I probably will use the hoop for beading. Paula says that that's always an easier way to bead is using a hoop. So yeah, that's going to be a fun one to get done for the year. Okay, the next thing I worked on during, mostly during Jingle Ball. I got a lot of stitching done during Jingle Ball. Did you guys go to Jingle Ball? I did the speed stitch dating, whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. And that was a lot of fun. I met a handful of people I'd never met before, and then I also saw some friends that I haven't seen since StitchCon, so that was a lot of fun. And yeah, catching up with a lot of people I haven't seen in a while. So this is Snow Village by Country Cottage Needleworks, and I did most of this house and then a lot of this right here, and this is all my own color conversions, mostly coloring. I think all of it's color and cotton thread. So yeah, I've done a lot on it. I won't pick that back up for quite a while, so that's going to be a long project. And I don't have my chart. Well, it's all the little bitty chart, so most of you know what it looks like. The next thing I worked on, so Callie, False False and Cousins Callie, showed this. She finished this, and immediately when she showed it, I was like, okay, I gotta order that book. I need to stitch that. It's so pretty. And so I ordered the book. Now, many of us have bought patterns more than once by accident, and I've done that a handful of times. But this is a first for me. So I ordered the book, got it in, started stitching it, and about 3 days later, another book showed up from a different company, and I was like, what in the world? So I did some research. Well, I ordered the book twice in the same night. I've never done that before. I don't know. Maybe I was losing my mind that evening. So anyway, this is 'Tis the Season by Blackbird Designs. This is a piece of color and cotton. I don't know the name of the fabric. It did not have a tag on it, which I normally am really good about having a tag on my stuff. So I don't know where I picked this up at or if it was given to me. But these are my own color conversions by Color and Cotton. And this red Winterberry is probably, it's just so pretty. So I love it. And it is in the Home for the Holidays book. And there's a back picture of that. But I don't think in the book it has, no, it just has the pattern on one page, so I can't show that. But yeah, I got a lot done on that. Don't have a whole lot left, but it's going to be a while before I pick that one back up as well. Now, one of the things, like I talked about with focusing this year, was also just focusing on some series that I've started in cross-stitching that I need to complete. It's just been way too long. A lot of them have just a few stitches, and I'll show you this one in a second and think, why in the world is this not done yet? But yeah, so the first one that I really want to focus on is a series, the Bernard Gervais series. What the heck? I've lost my mind. Wordplay. There we go. Knew it would come. So like, this is February. I've already finished January, but February. I don't have a lot left. I just have to finish the word Valentine. I think there's the word hearts. Those little guys need hair. And I think there's like a plant with flowers. And yeah, so I think I have 6 or 8 of these done. I think 6. And then of the last 6, 3 of them for sure are pretty much done like this. So there's no reason why I can't focus and get those done. But that's a series I want to complete this year for sure. And also, while we're talking about this, so, and I'm probably going to be one of the last ones to, this has probably been a secret for who knows how long, but I just came across it. Somebody on Instagram mentioned it, and I really enjoyed the tip. But I have looked for a while on Facebook Marketplace, here and there for a serger to serge my fabric, because I don't sew clothes. It's not really how you use for a serger, so I don't want to buy one, that's kind of used. But of course, I hear horror stories about sergers, so I want to make sure that I get something good. However, someone mentioned that instead of serging their fabric, they used the like the pinking blade. I don't know if you can see that, for the my word, your rotary cutter. Jeez Louise, get it together. So anyway, I ordered one, and I have cut several pieces of fabric, and I trimmed this one up as well. And it really helps with the fraying. And I was like, man, I'm so glad I never bought a serger, because that probably would have went in the closet of Never Neverland and probably wouldn't have been used for what I intended it for. But this for sure was worth every penny. I don't think it was very much. And I ordered the second one when Joann's had like a sale at the first of the year on scissors and all that kind of stuff for 40% off. So I got a handful more just to have in my stash. So yeah, if you're interested in looking for a way to keep your fabric from fraying without buying a serger, that's a good tip. The next thing I worked on, it was a new start. I started this with Mrs. Jones Stitches, Holly, and Hannah, I believe, also was stitching this with her. They were having a sale. And so I started it with her, and originally I had started with her color conversions, Holly's color conversions. And then it was like the fabric I picked, one of the colors was just kind of messing with me, so I went back to my color cotton drawing board and switched out the color. When I did that, it was like, then I switched all the colors. It was like one just trickled into two and so on and so forth. So I went on and did a completely different color scheme than what I originally started with. So this is Brenda Gervais, good tiding, good cheer, good peace and goodwill. There we go. But I started it here, and then I didn't like what was going on, so I flipped my fabric around, and this is what I got right here. And these, I believe, are all color and cotton flosses as well. So yeah, I got a good amount done. And this fabric is just a piece of leftover fabric that was in my bin. And of course, I don't know the name of it either. But sorry guys, I want to say it's like ginger. I don't know. I'd be lying if I tried to tell you. Yeah. So there's the start on that. The next thing I worked on was my Cottage Garden Christmas Sampler 2 by Cottage Garden Samplings. And this again is converted to my floss color schemes. And I'm almost done, and I started working. I just have this middle little section at the bottom to work on, and you'll see in a second, not a lot left. However, I picked it up and started working on the roof of the house, and immediately it was like frogging, knots, just one thing after another. And I said, well, you know what? This is going back in my whip pile because it just wasn't cooperating. So this is going to be a whip to carry on for this next year. But that's what I got done. So hopefully, maybe sometime this year I can finish that and get that framed. This next item is a new start. I started it a couple nights before Christmas. I was just sitting in there stitching, and just, you ever have those moments where you just want to stitch something else? You want a new start, you want to pick up something, and so I went in my closet and found this. This is a series 2 that I've wanted to stitch forever, and this is the first one of the series that I've started. So I went ahead and drug it out. All my flosses are packed in here. But this is Stitching with the Housewives, Mrs. Claus Bakery in the Up on the Pedestal series. that's the chart. Here's one of the pieces of fabric that I used the rotary cutter to do the edges, keep them from fraying, and it works really nice. This piece of fabric is stiff as a board. I don't know. It was one of those that's been in my stash for a long time, and I just wanted to use it to get rid of it. But that's what I got done. And again, I've just kind of color matched my color and cotton floss to what she has and used similar colors, just converting it to color and cotton. Next is a finish. This is a finish. And, well, so Cottage Garden Samplings, y'all have seen this for a while, worked on it for a while. It is the Christmas Eve, and I finished it. However, I used the called for thread on his face. Everything else is my own color conversion. And I'm not so sure I like the colors that it came out to. Here he is. I feel like his face, the colors kind of blend with the fabric. I don't know. You let me know. I may just be done with it and call it good. But, yeah, so I think I might try to frog that out and pick a different color for his face. We'll see. It is hot in here. I think somebody turned the heater on. And this is stitched on a piece of, and I just had that tag and I put it somewhere else. Sorry. If you're curious of anything, because it's been a while since I've done this, so I've forgotten all the little things. If you're curious on anything, just send me a message and I'll try to dig up the information for you. So the last thing I have to show you guys that I stitched was a new start and a finish all in one. This is Primrose Cottage Snow Place Like Home. I do have the frame. That's another thing that's on my focus list, is to spray paint that frame that Paisleys and Polka Dots had on their website, so that I can at least get this displayed on that FFO piece there. That's the chart. That's my finish, and this is stitched on 32 count vintage country mocha, and also these are just colors pulled from my color and cotton stash. That was a quick stitch. I think I stitched that in about 3 days. Just sat down one day and started focusing, and it was done in no time. So, that's all I've been stitching on. Now, I do want to talk about what's to come in 2025 as far as my stitching plans go. So, 2021, I believe it was, I came up with this schedule, and I kind of made it my own, and I had a lot of success. I had a lot of success with finishing things, and so I talked about getting back to it. Amber keeps saying, you know, Meg, you need to do that again. You had a lot of success with finally getting stuff finished, and actually I finished so much stuff that I still have a pile of it that I've never FFO'd, because I did complete so much that year. So I've been thinking about doing it, and then last night when I was on the phone with Christy, we were just, you know, throwing things back and forth, and I mentioned this to her, and she's like, you know, I think you should do it. I think you know, it sounds like a good plan. So while I was in here yammering away on the phone, I pulled out the little schedule because I still have it, and I went through my whips and pulled out my stuff. So I'll show you the whips in a minute, but I wanted to go over my stitchy calendar. So the reason I came up with this is so I could stitch out of season, but have enough time when things were finished to still FFO them so that they could be displayed when the actual season came. Now, I did FFO some things back then, you know, so I did have a lot of success. So anyway, for 2025, I think I'm going to go back to this and we'll see if it works again. And if you want a copy of this, I'm going to retype it because there is some, like misspelling and stuff down here that I didn't notice till the other day. But if you want to take a screenshot, I'll hold this up for a second. So you can see that in January and February, I'll stitch Patriotic and Summer. And the idea of this is, down here I've got my little notes where it says I'll have no new starts unless I complete all of my previous whips for that season that I'm currently stitching. So I've gone in, and I'll show you in a second, my Patriotic and Summer whips. I've pulled them all out. Now, once I finish those, then I can do new starts if I still have time during my 2-month stitchy period of Summer and Patriotic. So that's a way to keep down my new starts. Now, the caveat to that is I will still be working on that Sal, and I still am going to work on my word place. So other than that, it's just going to be, I'm going to be following this schedule. So for March and April, it's whips of my choosing. So for those 2 months, I can stitch any whips that I have, no matter what they are, however long. Don't have to finish it before I pick up another whip. So just for those 2 months, I'm going to focus on whips of my choosing. For May and June, I have Halloween and Fall. Now, I did put on the bottom, which I don't participate in Mania anymore, but if you do, then this would be good for you. So May, I do allow myself for 5 starts in May just for Mania. Now, like I said, I don't do Mania, so that doesn't pertain to me anymore. But if I did do Mania, I could allow myself 5 new starts for Mania. But for May and June, it is just Halloween and Fall stitching. Now, July and August is Christmas stitching. So pull out all my Christmas whips, get going on that. I chose that because I could still have time, again, like I said, to FFO things. And a lot of people, I don't know if they still do, but some people do Jolly July, where they stitch, I think with Fat Quarter Shop and those guys, to do Christmas stitching in July. So that allowed for you to still be participating in Jolly July by stitching during that time frame. September and October is winter, spring, and Easter. So I don't do a lot of winter stitching. I have more now than I did, but spring and Easter stitching I do have a lot of. So for September and October was winter, spring, and Easter. November and December was just, again, whips of my choosing. So I could just pick up anything because I know that November and December are usually my busiest times of year. So I wanted to not have to focus on something specific. I just wanted it to be a time where I could just stitch whatever I wanted to. So that's why I chose that. Now, I'm really thinking that this is going to work again for me. So if you want to join along, you're more than welcome to. And like I said, if you want to email me, message me, send a courier pigeon, whatever, I will. I can send you a new updated copy of that for your stuff. So I pulled out my Patriotic and Summer whips. None of these are ironed, but some of them are almost completed, and I don't know why they're just still sitting here. The first one is by Bent Creek. It's the Patriotic Mantle. This is the chart. I picked these up at Silver Needle a couple years back, and as you can see, I've done a whole lot. I don't like a whole lot, so again, no reason why I can't get this completed. I think I just have some fill in here and to add the buttons, actually, and it will be done. So that's one Patriotic Summer whip I should be able to get out of my stash. I'm going to apologize because I will be putting all this back so I don't lose anything. So I know people complain about zippers and all that. It's life. Now the second Summer Patriotic whip I have is, so this one I think I mentioned a while back that I had stopped stitching on it. It's on a piece of 36 count raw natural. Plum Street's America's Welcome. Sorry, that piece of thing isn't there. That's the chart. I got a good start on this, and then I put it down because I did not like, I had started with one thread, and I've done a lot, and then I decided, you know, I kind of like it with 2 threads. So originally I thought I was going to start it over, but you know, now that I'm sitting here looking at all this, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to get it done. There's no reason to do that. I'm just going to say it's just going to happen. It's just going to be with 1 thread. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to pick this up and get going, and might get that done before the end of February. So that would be 2 whips out the door. Now, this is the last one. I only have 3 Patriotic summer whips in my stash. So if I get these done, I should be able to start something new. I don't know if I just have my working copy of this. So I might not be able to show you the chart, the main. Let me fold this. This is, I believe it's called Our Trust by Teresa Kogut. It's in her Patriotic book. And after stitching the Halloween sampler and flipping back and forth through the things, which I stitched a lot with copied, what's the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean. Not my main copies. I tore that book up after using it. So I always make copies of things. But that's the picture of the finished in the book. It's called Our Trust, and I don't have a very big start on this, but it's also not a very big pattern. So again, and this is just stitched on a piece of 36 count red velvet by Color and Cotton. Pulled it out of my stash, and I also just kind of chose some random floss I had in my stash as well. Not a very big start, but a start nonetheless. And I honestly don't know. I think it goes like this. So, who knows? That could be 3 out the door. And maybe a new start or 2. So that's my plan for January and February. Getting started on those. And seeing how far I can get those out the door. Now, again, these are my word plays, so I'm going to be working on those during that time. Let's see. Oh, there was another pattern that I will be working on throughout the year. I know everyone's doing a blessing sampling for January, and I think you're supposed to start at January 1, finish it by the end of the month. You can make your own rules in this cross-stitch community. So I have been wanting to start Plum Streets. This is the day since, I don't know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago probably. And so that is going to be my blessings stitch for 2025. And I've just been trying to pull floss from my stash in fabric to get that kitted up and get going on that. So I'll hopefully stitch on that for this year as well. It's going to be a long stitch. So that's that. Another thing I wanted to get done was, like I mentioned, Alexis's quilt. I'm 2 inches shy on the top border of fabric. I had to track down someone who had fabric because it's discontinued. And so I really want to get that finished here soon. I've been working on a quilt for my husband too. Sorry, 1 second. I can get all this stuff off of here without knocking everything over. This is a pattern. I love these little patterns. They're really easy to put together, but it is Farmhouse Blues. Now this pattern calls for a lot of blue fabrics. I chose my own colors and whatnot, and Katie from Sew Tattered and I walked around Boxcar, and she was trying to help me find one of the last. It calls for 4 for the square, and I could only find 3 there, so we walked around forever looking at stuff and matching stuff up. But I finally found the 4th color, and so I'm done stitching all the quad panels. I just have to add the 2 sides with the, I chose this cream, gingham cream. It's got like a 2-tone, and of course the lighting in here is not any good. but you put it on, there's one on each side to make the block. And so I have all of these done. I just need to press the rest of them and then add the borders and then put those all together. It'll be a fast stitch, and then I can get it quilted. So I've been working on that too while I've been in here. Hopefully we can get that done soon. Now, I have haul out the wazoo, so bear with me. And like I said, I'm not going to show everything. I'm going to try to move through this really quickly. One of the things that I purchased from Jingle Ball is one of my best mom friends from school. You know, we've been friends since Cutter and Lauren were in kindergarten. My friend Shannon, she loves cuckoo clocks. So I've always wanted to stitch her something, and I like this pattern. I'm going to change the colors completely and make it my own, and so she can have it. She loves Christmas as well, so she can hang it up. So I did purchase this when they were having a sale, but I purchased the Jingle Ball. Another thing I got from the Jingle Ball was the hands-on design Merry Christmas folk. What? Oh yeah, it says Merry Christmas folk. I know that there's a bunch of these in that series, but this is the only one I have. I just love the poinsettia at the top, so I purchased that. Now, if you stick with me to the end, I am going to have a giveaway for 2 things, and one of them is from the Jingle Ball, and the other one is an item that I have extra. So, I can't show this one. It was a free pattern, and it's got the pattern on there. Another thing I purchased was the holly wreath, Kathy Barrick and Liz Matthews. Love the cardinal. Now, I think these are Black Friday purchases from Shannon Christine on her online store. Joy Snowman. And if you have lots of stitching money and gift certificates left over from the holidays, maybe there's something in here you want to spend your money on. Another one for Shannon Christine is the pumpkin pie. I have a perfect finishing piece that hangs in my kitchen that I can just put on magnets and cover that up during the Thanksgiving season. So I'm excited to get that one done as well. And then I don't know, the front of this page, it was the Christmas, the printer messed up, so I can't show you that pattern. That's those. Now, I do have I had 2 bags. I've already used one, and I don't know where to put it. But if you like a good stiff project bag, then Tammy Latimer, which I met at the very first retreat I ever went to, she's the vintage stitcher on Etsy. She makes beautiful project bags, and they are really stiff, and I love a stiff bag. So this is one of them I got. The second one I've already put into use, and it's not in here, so I can't show you that, but she does a good job. Next thing I purchased, and I'm not sure where I picked this up at. I saw, I think it was Callie. Callie was stitching this, and it is Stacey Nash's Christmas at Hollyberry Farm. It's been on my list of I want to start for a while, so that's going to come into play probably during my Christmas stitching this year. I just love that white house. It's so pretty. I'm not sure where I picked this bag up. It does not have a tag. Or someone gifted it to me. I apologize, but I got it somewhere. This is a Michelle Lee Quilts bag I picked up during, I think, November. I love her bags because they're beautiful. She does a wonderful job with her quilting. They're so soft. Good size on that, so I picked up that. Then I also purchased Color Cotton, and the last time I was on there a couple days ago, I think they still had a few of these left. So it's a floss pack for the Magic of Winter. Those colors are gorgeous. And also the project bags that they had for that series. Beautiful. That's my giveaway. Primrose Cottage. I think I purchased the majority of this during Black Friday, maybe. Cyber Monday, one of the two, I don't know. And it's just some finishing fabrics. I don't want to take them out of the plastic. You can kind of see if I don't throw them everywhere. Just some cute Christmas fabrics in there. Santa Clauses, all that kind of stuff. I love their coordinating packs that they put out, so it makes it easy to FFO things. I did pick up the Cocoa Quaker. I love this pattern, and also picked up the fabric and the finishing kit for that as well. Let's see. I just dropped two and they went way behind there, but Becky, Crafty Mimi a 6 had posted a while back about Farm Girl Dry Goods fabrics that she had bought, and from her shop, just different a variety of things, and I've been looking for some good neutral colors. So this is Be Stitched Me Oak. Sorry, I should have taken these out earlier. It's a good neutral. Picture this plus fawn. And then Be Stitch Me Hot Cocoa. See the marbling in that, it's pretty. My lips are so chapped. You guys' lips chapped like mine? It gets like this every winter. It drives me nuts. And then I just want to bite on them. I ordered some fabric from Be Stitch Me. I was looking for one single piece, and of course you know how that goes. You can never just buy what you need. You always have to get more. So I picked up the One More Reproduction is the name of this fabric. This is the one I went for. That's a good neutral. And I also picked up, while perusing through their goods, Sugar Cream Pie. It's pretty white with a little bit of molting like a cream in that. Then there's also a Sugar Cream Pie that has the iridescent color. I don't know if you can see that in there, but I love a good opalescent fabric. And then this is 36 count honey. It looks more yellowy on camera than what it is, but so that's those. I also purchased, it says this is new. It says on here new. I've never seen this scent before, but I use Best Press when I'm pressing my cross stitch pieces and sometimes my quilt blocks. So I picked up the scent. It's Lemon Mist, and I don't know, maybe it's not new, but I love the smell. And a lot of times the Best Press, like there's a pink one, I forget the scent, but I love the way it smells, but whenever I iron it, the fumes, it just makes me cough forever, so I can't do it. But this one does not do that to me, so I do like that. I'm looking for a bigger, I like to buy the refill jugs, the bigger ones. It's usually a better price point. Also, let's see. I did purchase, I have a stack of stuff, sorry, down in this box. The Teresa Kogut Hello Santa book. I was waiting by the mailbox for several days. I think my post lady was thinking I was nuts, but I couldn't wait to get my hands on this book. And of course, I haven't even started stitching it, but just looking at it was, I mean, I just love her books. She has some of the cutest, and of course I can't show you any of this because there's patterns on, but the little pictures inside of here, I wish she had stickers of them because they're adorable. the little pictures inside there. I also picked up Away We Ride. I've seen several people stitching this, and I can't wait to put this on fabric and use Color and Cotton Rustic Black for the black, because it's one of my favorite black colors from Color and Cotton. I also picked up Winds of Autumn. There's 12 patterns in here. There's one in particular that I'd really purchased this for. It's the Mighty Acorn. Isn't that adorable? I know a lot of people are stitching that too during the fall. So, love that. And then this was a gift from Lisa L. Snap Stitches on Flosstube. Casting a Spell by Blackbird's Design. She gifted that to me when we were at Boxcar. And I have this box. So, that'll be exciting to finally have. So, thanks, Lisa. What else is in here? Oh, this is a little... So, for Christmas, the Chatterbox Stitchers invited me to a little Christmas party. It was so nice. And Trisha she just put on a lovely show for us, basically. She has a wonderful, beautiful home. I love her cat. And it was all wonderful. So, when we were there, she was beading this piece that she'd ordered. And, of course, Katie and I immediately were Googling Etsy and, you know, searching all the things. So those are coming. They're coming from Ukraine, but I can't wait to get my hands on those. But shortly after I got home, like a day or two later, I'd received this little stitchy love mail from Christy. And so she had sent me this little guy, and it's identical to the beading that she was doing. So I'm going to find some beads and bead on here as well. I can't wait to get all my new beading goodies. This is going to be a whole new avenue I go down on that. I'm excited for that. So, then of course, at that party, it was, you know, lots of people gave us little gifts. How cute is this? Love it. Linda made these hand warmers for us. And I put them in my car because I used them whenever it got cold, like a week or two ago. I was having to wait for Beckett, and then I brought them because I wanted to show them. But she knitted these for all of us, and was so kind. Just lots of little goodies. Lisa also made hand warmers, so I know Beckett's, if he knows I have these, he's going to be stealing them from me to use during band. And then Katie sewed us these cute little container boxes. So cute. All kinds of goodies. Oh, you know what? I'll save that for next Flosstube because I got to get my stuff together. But I did get a nice bag that I had ordered, and it had finally arrived, and I'm just ecstatic to get to use that. But I'll show that on the next Flosstube because it's in the closet. One of the last things, well, actually, take that back. I lied. They also, I'm going to have a Christmas tree in here for next year because I have started getting a lot of little ornaments from Stitchy Friends. So these are from this year at the party, and then these were gifted to us, at least Alexis and I, by Joanne and Kathy when we were in Stitch New England. I love these little things. I don't think I showed them yet. So I'm collecting all those so that I can have a Stitchy tree in here for next year. And then one of the two things I have left. These are this. I pre-ordered this a while back, so I was really excited to get this little guy. But it is the Lori Holt Prairie Home book, and if you are not a quilter and want to start becoming a quilter, I recommend Lori Holt's books because she goes into detail, pictures, you know, like she makes it so simple to understand what you're doing. So, Quilty Love, I think, was one of her first books. A couple of her first books. Those, if you have any friends that maybe want to let you borrow some of her first books, I recommend asking because, like I said, she makes everything so simple, and her patterns and projects are just phenomenal. So I was excited to get this book, and there's already several things in here that I want to quilt eventually. But this year I'm going to do more quilting than I have in a while, so stay tuned for that. One of the other things I purchased was, I showed you I bought this pattern a while back. So I love quilt kits because you don't have to keep searching different websites for fabric if they're out of this, that, the other, all the things, trying to put together a puzzle piece. So I bought this, and I thought there was a quilt kit for it, but there wasn't. So I actually went on her website. Let's see. AnkaTreasures.com. And she had a quilt kit on her personal website, the designer of this quilt. So I was excited to see that, and I got the backing fabric as well. So she sent that to me. But when I ordered from her directly, she sent me a whole stack of freebie patterns, books, just phenomenal customer service, and I got it quick. And so there's books with all different kinds of patterns and table runners, all kinds of stuff. So thank you for that. That's really nice whenever you shop, and get extra goodies is always fun. They show their appreciation. It's nice. Let's see. I think that's all in my chaos, and thanks for hanging with me. I'm going to do better about being on a schedule for this coming year for Flosstube. I know a lot of people reach out to me and ask where I've been, and so thank you for checking on me. But yeah, I'll try to get back in the groove of things. Now, the last two things I have are two giveaways, and one of them is the extra book that I ordered. I want to give this away to somebody, and if you're interested in this, I think the question is going to be, what are you most looking forward to in 2025? What are you excited about? What are your plans? Anything related to that. So if you'll leave a comment, and then my next Flosstube I'll do a drawing. Oh, I'm going to start sneezing. I'm sorry. False alarm. So, first giveaway is this. Y'all know the rules. Don't say giveaway, be a subscriber, all the good things. Now, the second giveaway I have is, I love this. First of all, let me lead with that. But I'm never going to do it. It's going to be one of those things that I'm not going to get to because there's so many things on the front runner. So I wanted just to go ahead and pass it on. I'm trying to be better about that. Even if I love things and I just don't think I'm going to get to it in a good amount of time, I think it's time to just pass the love. So this was from the Jingle Ball. I signed up for the class for Frosty Garland, and it's just time. But it is the pattern, all the goodies, the floss. There's even stickers. I just want to pass it on to someone. It's the cutest little thing, but like I said, I'm just not going to get to it. So my question for that, or comment, is going to be, let me think. What are some, I know, Corey's been home, so we've been watching TV, and we watched Tupelo Kings, and that's on Netflix, and then Carry On, that was really good, and a handful of other things. Right now we're stuck on Discovery, I think, something about the Border Patrol where they're catching contraband or confiscated something. That's been interesting to see all the things that they try to get across the border with down there with cartel stuff. So we've been watching things like that. So for this one, tell me something that you've really enjoyed watching recently. I'm looking for new things to watch in the coming year, or even if it's old and you've come across it, just some kind of TV show that you've enjoyed for that one. So again, what are you looking forward to for this year? And TV shows for the Teresa Kogut giveaway. Now, I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Thanks for bearing with me if you're still here at the end of this video, and I look forward to sharing with you in the coming weeks. And I hope you guys are getting some good stitching time in, and I guess I'll see you around. Bye.